everything is certainly fine. Morning in Ponyville shimmers, morning in Ponyville shines, and I know for absolute certain that everything will be fine.
Welcome back, every ghoul, to another nightmare night of spooks and speculations. I am TorridPasta999, your online horror host whom you go to find out what is spared and what gets sent straight to hell. Anyone recall the new adventures of Winnie the Pooh? A pretty alright show from back in the good old days, full of fun, imaginative, happy adventures for our favorite friends in the 100-acre woods. But it wasn't all sunshine and smiles. Sometimes the show could get creepy. Heffalumps, woozles, jealous toys, ghosts, and even an evil mass of slime that lived under your bed. The show could get weird and I absolutely love it. But it didn't always need to resort to ghouls and goblins. No, sometimes the show could be very unnerving even when there is nothing there at all. Plenty of episodes featured not a single bumpety or spookable, yet still managed to tantalize our young and innocent imaginations with the thoughts of dread and terror. And one episode in particular, I think, best illustrates how. So join me, fellow revelers, in the dark and the unknown, as we investigate things that go piglet in the night. Our chilling tale of terror begins at sunset, where all our friends are happily riding a large swing from a tall tree. Everyone seems to be having fun but Piglet and Eeyore. Eeyore seemingly unhappy to not be swinging with his friends, and Piglet terrified for his life while his friends chortle away in bliss beneath him. Hey, they ain't your friends if they don't occasionally treat you like shit. That's what I say. Unfortunately, all the fun gets sucked out of the ride when a grumpy gopher informs them that it is all past their bedtime, as he apparently was trying to sleep himself. I mean, it's very clearly still daytime as the sun is not fully set, but go off, I guess. I really should try that for all early bedtimers. Now aware of the time, the other animals decide to call it a day and head home to catch some shut-eye. Tigger informing Piglet to be home before all the lights are out, as the woods will be full of bumpities and spookables. We cut to nighttime. A beautiful, spooky, and ominous nighttime. Looking in on Pooh as he sleeps soundly, only for a terrible wail to pierce the night and awaken him. The wail is heard repeatedly by every animal in the forest, including poor Piglet, who has barricaded himself within a fort of pillows. He attempts to cover his ears and mask the horrible sound, but is terrified by the image of a spectre shadow getting bigger on his wall. He covers himself in a pillowcase, in which he cannot hear nor see the spectre. Oh, but what if it can see and hear him? Terrified beyond rationality, a pillow-cover-clad Piglet bursts out of his house and deep into the woods, desperate to find Pooh, as Piglet is certain old Pooh Bear will know what to do. Of course, when he gets there, Pooh mistakes him for a ghost. Meanwhile, Tigger, who decided to investigate a terrible ghostly wail, gets a donkey dumped on his head and discovers that it is only Eeyore. You know, just to make that clear, for like the two people who couldn't already figure out that it was Eeyore. But the other animals remain unaware of this, and have banded together in a crude attempt to try and hunt down and vanquish the ghostly spectre. Though they at first boast confidence and determination, they soon realize that they might not find the ghost, but that the ghost might find them. Soon after, we find poor Piglet alone, trying to be brave enough to at least see something beside his own feet, only to realize he might indeed see something besides his own feet. And off he goes again, wailing into the night. His wails do not go unheard, of course, as the other animals hear him and assume he's the ghost. Though fearful, they do proceed forward, and when inside the hollowed log, they do encounter Piglet. Not that they recognize him.
Oh, excuse me. Quite all right. Thank you.
The kerfuffle soon ends with Piglet being unmasked and the animals are relieved and heading home, only for an ominous creaking to echo across the woods. All this time, Tigger has been trying to help Eeyore get better at swinging, finally coming to the conclusion that what Eeyore really needs is not to hold on to the swing ropes, but to perfect his landings. Everyone should have a friend like Tigger. At last the two plot lines converge when Tigger quite literally runs into Pooh and Piglet and he explains to them what's really been going on, as Eeyore deploys a parachute and unintentionally perfects his swinging as he swings from his chute held aloft by a tree. The friends all join him and together they swing off into the sunrise. Fear. It is a funny thing. Once it was a means of self-preservation, a means of saving our skins in times of old, a way of keeping ourselves safe from potential dangers. The world back then was a place so vast to us that most of it was unknown. We knew not what lay outside our homes until we ventured there. There was never a guarantee of survival, of safety, only a vast unknown, filled with equally unknown danger. But what happens in our more modern world today? What happens when all these signs suggest that there are no dangers, and yet we still think there are? It is easy to put on a brave face at first, but we're all cowards underneath. Sometimes, even when you are protected by the heaviest and most secure of defenses, it is not enough to protect you from yourself. Fear needs no key, no passcode, no brutal strength, nor cosmic powers to breach our defenses. All too often, it is already inside with you when you are supposed to be at your safest. And then, well, nobody is really safe then, especially not you. Fear is a disease. It spreads from person to person, carried by paranoia and the promise of uncertainty. And all it needs is that little lingering doubt in order to enter you. And then all your defenses, all your safety measures, all your certainties cease to exist. Desperate to escape the terror, you reach out, sometimes desperate for help, and sometimes with violence. Yet it is already too late, for fear has become your mortal enemy, and also your only friend. But you're just being silly, yes? Surely you should at least be able to peek out and see something besides your own feet. Of course, there's most likely nothing, but you don't know that. There might be something, and there might be something terrifying. Why risk it? And in the process, your fear transforms you into a terror, the likes of which you so desperately try to run from. This has been TorridPasta999, informing you to lock your doors, cover your windows, batten down your hatches, and keep your defenses closest to you, for all the good it will do. I mean, after all, there really is nothing to be scared of, right? Nothing in your closet, under your bed, or hanging right over you. Happy Nightmare Night!
Muffins!
That wasn't bad.